Hello, hi, hello. I was too busy flirting with my wife in my own chat. I will save what I was going to write next for our DMs, obviously. Guys, I have to turn my phone off and I'm not okay with it. I don't want to like turn my phone off. Guys, my phone is broken. Yeah. Oh, whoa. She's like begging for it. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. How? Yeah, that's a really good point. So the charging port is broken. I've had a couple of issues with my phone the last couple of months, and I thought it was me, to be honest. No, like for the last like month or so, every so often I'd charge my phone in and it wouldn't fully charge, you know, and I'm like, that's weird. But like my phone has pretty good battery life, so I wasn't too worried about it, right? I also have to be awake at 6:30 a.m. Hey, let's go! 6:30 a.m. gang, woo! Same. It's amazing you've ever gotten stream going given how much flirting you do. You right. Anyway, yeah, so I went to go plug anyway, so I thought the headphones were broken at one point because the like putting it in wasn't working. I replaced the headset. It seemed to be going fine. I'm gonna assume the headset was also like on the verge of breaking. It's whatever. I thought it might have been the adapting cable. I went into it, but after work today, I went to go plug my headphones in and they just weren't working at all. Anyway, so I'm like, you know, trying to shake my phone, blowing it, like, wait, you know, like, I'm just trying everything to be like, is it like, what's not working here, you know? Yes, the charging cable is broken. And now I'm gonna turn off my phone. My brain keeps thinking, oh, I need to double check if I have work tomorrow. It's like, Hannah, you have it right here in front of you that it says 8 a.m. 1 to 1:30 p.m. Like, it's right there. Okay, it's right there. So as soon as finish eating, I will take meds and hopefully sleep soon. Good. Putting it in wasn't working. Man, it's just the worst feeling, am I right? You know it. No one knows better than you do. Yes. So morning shift tomorrow. I know it. I don't need to keep checking it, okay? I just know it. It doesn't need to be more than this. So I have to go to bed early tonight, guys. That's the point, okay? Gotta go to bed early time, blah, blah, blah. I turned the phone off, Hannah. It's already used up 2% in the last. See, this is the other thing. My phone's getting to that 3-year mark where you start going like, hang on a second, are the updates slowly working, making my phone worse, forcing me to buy a new phone? Okay, so there's that small part of me that's like, why am I getting this repaired when there's a good chance I'll just buy a new one in like by the end of the year? But also like, I don't want to buy one yet, okay? I'm not emotionally ready to, anyway. So I'm gonna be spending like, you know how I was like, man, I'm not spending any money this month on video games. I'm being good, okay? I'm going back. I'm going through my quest log. My backlog, okay? I'm literally going through my backlog. Samsung is removing messaging? Really? You have to talk through Google Messages now. Boo! Fuck off. God, why is Google just taking over everything? It's more often than not an issue with the USB port than the cable. You're right. I'm your backlogs. I mean, don't you worry, we'll get there. We're getting through the Baldur's Gate. That reminds me, something else I need to put in my phone, actually. Thursday. Plumber. There's a plumber coming in midday. Or something. I'm just gonna put it in at 11, I think. What was my point? It doesn't feel like Tuesday right now, I will say. It does not feel like Tuesday. Okay, turning my phone off. Going to bed early. Wake up. Live life. In other words, there is nothing wrong with my cable, I swear. Yeah. Put that over there, don't need it. Anyway, so yeah, all the money I was planning on saving this month is being now chucked into my phone. I'm sure Dad's gonna laugh at me like, I would have done it for free, and I'm like, yeah, was I willing to wait 4 days until I next saw him? No. I'm not gonna have my dad visit and then be like, hey Dad, can you spend like a bunch of time just like fixing my phone? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I should have called Dad, honestly. I was in the moment and I was sitting there and I'm like, again, it's one of those things where I can't postpone fixing it, you know? Like, if I postpone fixing it, my phone's just gonna be dead in 2 days anyway. And I don't want that to happen because I've got work on Friday. It would be fine if I didn't have work for the rest of the week. Like, if it was the weekend right now, I'd be like, oh, wait, you know? But instead, it was just kind of like, I kind of need this fixed as soon as possible. Anyway, so hopefully the guy's going to text me tomorrow and say, I have the piece in, and then I'll give him my phone and be like, here you go. Did you clean the fluff out of the port like I suggested? In the phone itself, or did you mean in the actual charger cable? Because I don't know how to clean the fluff out of a port, okay? You'll have to teach me. The port itself. You can get fluff out of the port itself. How would you? Well, I was thinking, when you first said that, I thought you were talking about the charging cable itself. Oh my god, they did it! Wow, look, they're doing it! Thanks, Lily. I was like, man, I haven't seen one of those scams in so long because you guys are so good at your jobs. Just saying. Man, every single one of you guys should get kisses. We only want best viewers, exactly. But we already have the best viewers, so... Yay, kisses! Yeah. Con's sitting there like, damn it, I've missed out! Ugh. Okay, I need my glasses. Anyway, yeah. I'm tired. I kind of got a little angry at work. Because it always takes me 3 months to get used to a new co-worker. So it's like, I'm 2 days in, I haven't built enough rapport with the person. to even be able, like, I feel like I haven't built enough rapport with a person to be able to give them any sort of constructive feedback. When it's like, I'm the boss, I should tell them what to do, but every single time I told them to do something, they just didn't really do it, even though they got around to it eventually. But I'm sitting there like orders shouldn't take you this long to fucking put through. I'm like worrying about it too much. Damn, I buy viewers for hands for her birthday and you block them? Good. Yeah, I'm stressing. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna see them tomorrow morning anyway, so I just have to, like, keep going. I just need to be, like... I always feel like a shitty person from trying to, like, give advice to people, when in reality, like, there's a good chance that the guy will be like, yeah, you're right. It's like, but I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be an asshole. I have stuff to do. Oh... But it's not being an asshole. It's just telling them how to do their job, even though they can do their job in any way, shape, or form they want. It's fine. Hopefully it will not keep me up to 9. Anyway. You guys don't want to hear about me stressing. It's so fine. It's so fine. Okay. Anyway, the game. Guys, here is your recap. He's a cat. There you go. That's your recap. Saseki-san is innocent. Okay. He's trying his best. Okay. Someone should help this man. God, what happened in the last case? So we found out that, someone was poisoned. Saseki-san was, accused of, the crime. And the victim was poisoned, but then mysteriously came back to life. Like, 12 hours later. So crazy. Went to court, proved that the victim was unreliable and couldn't trust his testimony. And now we're continuing to investigate. Beautiful and wonderful and a great friend. I love you and will give you so many hugs. Thanks. So it's been you that's been criticizing my work. Bro, I don't work with you. Oh God. Thanks, Lily. I love you. You're right. It's fine. I'm so bad at it. Anyway. Yeah, about that. No. This guy somehow managed to sneak in and get a job at my workplace. Dude, that would be actually terrifying, but also vaguely impressive. Like, I'd be like, 1, how do you even figure out where I work? 2, how do you even move? I love you, Lily. Anyway, tonight will be a shorter stream because I will have to go to bed for work in the morning. Yeah, don't be impressed by this. I can be impressed. Have a good shower, Elon. I am a cat. Sorry. I don't know who Mr. Natsume is or Herlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old Baileys. Why does an Old Bailey sound like a type of ship, by the way? I guess it's kind of like how jail back in ye olden days was spelt as like G-A-O-L? Or is it O-A-L? G-O-L-J. You know, I don't know. I don't know lots of things without you knowing. Sure. I'm a cat. That's what I am, just a cat. Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality. Quickly, retrieve him! Trying to. He already has, completely. So, what's your name then? Meow meow. That's it. I have no name. Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume? He did it! He's back in this reality! Go back! Go become a cat! Okay, it's better! It's better for all of us, okay? Everybody should go immediately go become a cat, okay? It's better that way, okay? It's always been better as a cat. Have you seen cats that are praised as gods in ancient times? We were all meant to be cats, okay? Go become a cat, okay? I'm not a cat. It worked. He's back in the real world. Fucking shit. What's going to become of me? No, don't answer that. It's obvious. Oh, fuck. I hope you guys didn't hear my back just crunch like a fucking nacho. Oh, no. Oh, we're so fine. Yeah, you're my cat. Hand your back, okay? Yeah, it's fine. That was a really solid crunch. I'm really thinking I should get my heat back now, though. My back's been pretty good recently, but like... Anyway. Someday I'll tell you about them. Cool. Yes, I'm your cat, Lily. Meow meow. I'd say give me tuna, but like, tuna sucks. Give me... grass. Feed me grass, please. My accursed soul is never going to escape. I'm worried about back again. This is a good start to stream. I'll give you pets and grass. Yes! I've always wanted to live off grass, guys. It looks really nice. Like, I think cows are onto something, okay? I'm not even like joking. I'm like, grass looks so good. I wish we could live off grass. What a fucking sentence. I know, right? I've always wanted to live off grass. Let me live off grass, please. I'll go meow, meow, cow, meow, meow. Moo moo. Okay, my accursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate. Mr. Natsume, no. This morning's proceedings in court proved that there is hope. Yes, yes. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire was brother, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings. Here, there, everywhere. What's he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Just some things. Oh, yes, yes we must. Okay. Conversa. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No. What about yesterday? Of course, if I cast my embark, there was perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I block those out, then today, being in the courtroom was. It was the most moving experience of my life. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. What the fuck is locum, by the way? Can someone explain to me what locum is? Because every time he says it, I'm like, what? You're too kind. Scotland Yard found the remaining tea just as we deduced and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it and, solemn, swear, Soseki, certainty. He's trying his best. I cannot. Wait, classic Hannah wanting grass and ass. Wait, whoa. That's not what I said. I said just grass, okay? Grass is real nice, okay? I think you could put some grass and some tea and it'd be really nice, okay? Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Oh yes, most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies. And at the time, you were both completely fine. As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspear then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. Like we didn't already know that? Hi Danny. Praise This is why Hannah is the goat. She's a vampire, not a goat. Joke's on you guys, I'm a vampire goat. I mean I'm human. Why are you looking at me like that? Human? Yes. I mean human! Like how I like eating human. Cult of the Goat. That's the next game that's coming out. No spoilers, okay? I'm secretly friends with the devs because obviously all Australians are. That rotten Shakespeare. What have I ever done to him? You don't call him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently? I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything at all. Right. What I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner. Let you know what, Mr. Natsume? About the soap, of course. What else? Oh dear. Are you struggling with such a meager stipend? Of course I am. If I had money, I wouldn't have chosen to live in a cursed existence in such a cursed lodgings. Yes, you said it's cause the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly. Especially the room that I rent. The spirit of the capital offender who lived there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me. Capital offender? Might I ask, student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soap. Okay. Am I supposed to present something? Oh, wait, I've got the thing. This thing. Can I show it? Oh, right, I've got to press the present-y button. God, what's wrong with my lungs? They can't deal. What's this? It's a newspaper cutting that we found in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Oh, so he knew, did he? Sorry. About this man, Selden, a convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings. Uh-huh. What? He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable mustache to match, aligned Japanese man. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you know about the evil spirit. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year now, and at the time he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garadub's house. What? He lived there? But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started, the curse. What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume? It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. So that's the convict's curse, isn't it? Yes. Well, that was the start of it. Huh. Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume? The official cause of death was asphyxia. It's almost like someone's dying of gas poisoning. Come on, guys. Please, somebody, pay attention to me. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Okay, alright. Okay, we have an answer. It was indeed actually... I can't believe after all this time we finally got confirmation. And this guy's pretending like, oh yeah, nah man, it was the curse. Like, dude, that's a cause of death right there. Gas. And they found that out after I signed the lease. When Mr. Garadub came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself from trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Garadub maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. And how do you believe this curse is affecting you? You mean the gas? You just said they died of asphyxiation from the gas. So obviously you're being affected by the gas, not a ghost. I don't know. I don't get it. It is at first. I just felt as though I was being watched. Paranoia. The dead are trying to take me with them. They would come for me and try to suffocate me. But when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is as cold as ice. But why is your room so cold? London winters are too cold to bear without any heating on the overnight. But for some reason, even when I light the stove before I sleep into bed at night, again, really dangerous. I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out, and the room fills with gas. Oh my god, this guy's a fucking, okay. But that's terrible. And then what happened? It's clearly more to that incident than can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garadeb's rooms? The gas leak. Please, listen to me. This is insane. Alright, I think that's everything here. Move along, good sir. Move along, I think. Mr. Garadeb, we might need to just talk with you. Right, ballad business is it for me, you know? Getting out and about. Were you at the Old Bailey by any chance? And none of your business. Naturally, fate of my lodgings hang in the balance and all that, not a trial to miss. We've been dubbed your haunted lodgings, yeah. Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital on more than one occasion already. As the old haunted lodgings or some such. Ah, he knows. And there is no gas leak, you're just hallucinating. Makes you wonder what the place is going on, don't you? Yes. When did he get here? I'm sure it does. In fact, thinking back to Mr. Natsume's other trials just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey then as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened. Stopped off at the prisons on the way home. In fact, beastly business. I see. Oh, what brings you to my haunted abode today, eh? Some fishy fellow from the Far East and a failed actor chap of questionable character, eh? Yeah, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet for rum fellows of late. Thanks to that bally curse. Convict's curse, you mean? Ah, heard the story, have you? Rotten scoundrel was arrested here. Well, then the last chap in the room goes and keels over. There was that woman who dropped dead just outside the street, not to mention the actor. Am I next day? Well, haven't helped, but get the collywobbles, can you? When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green, who was stabbed by the knife, and Miss Chance, who was poisoned last night, are both very much alive still. Lucky. Yeah, well, so that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. It is. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why, it sounds like the lap of luxury. This guy. Someone help this man. I'm not sure about that. There's no bath or toilet included and no fireplace either. But you do look out for your tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here? Yeah, never hurt to keep an eye on things, in case there's any mishaps or such. I think you've had your mishap already, sir! That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes. Heavens, forgive me. The words just came to my mouth. Yawn. Good morning. Good morning, Kevin. Yawn. There you go. You said it. You said the word, okay? Activated the sleeper agent in my brain. There's no need for that, Mr. Garrett. That's right. Mr. Natsumi is no way fishy. He is undeniably peculiar, however. Is it right that he took the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away? Yeah, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the same day. Never come across a chap so keen for a place with a background, as it were. I don't think it was the room's background he was keen on so much as the cheap rent, actually. So how long has Mr. Shamspeare been lodging under your roof? 2 weeks. Oh, 3 months. Only 3 months? And to what do you owe your certainty in that regard, Mr. Garrett, if I may ask? Well, it was the Selden scoundrel as it happens. Selden, the convict? Do Selden and Shamspeare both have some kind of connection then? That convict chap, Selden, passed away in the clink 3 months ago. You see, some lady or other. Yeah, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time. Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face, the actor fellow. Really? Could be the same guy. It's hard to tell though. Wait, let me have a look at it. Because I did have a look at it and be like, maybe it's the same person, but it's a hard thing to believe. It also doesn't give me a clear enough photo here. Because that looks like a very different person from... And then I think this young man's the one who died. The one who died before Selden. Yeah, I remember it quite distinctly. 'Tis small, this world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear my request. I, the humble Shamspeare, do desire to take thy room of middle floor offered erewhile for rent. Terribly sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. Or I have a lodger on the middle floor. Ground floor is vacant, though. Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine will unto thee. Those curls must be muffling years. The roof on the middle floor is taken. It's ground floor and nothing. Very well, we have an accord. Wait, so the guy might have killed the dude from upstairs so he could take that room? No, that can't be right. That's crazy. Can you imagine killing a guy just so you could have a better tenancy? Glad to hear it. Welcome to Prior Road. Oh, a Shamspeare dance to celebrate. I hate this guy. Playing Slay to Spire with Ray. We barely get any damage. It's so funny. Luck. I haven't been up this early in like 5 to 6 months. My roommate started working again. Oh my god. It's early. Well, welcome to the chaos. Good morning, Estania. In this day and age, yes. You know what, you're kind of right. If you were able to get a place, like you were like, hey, a guy died here, but rent's $180 a week, you'd be trying to fight off people in the streets. For what I heard in court today, sounds like the trap was thieving gas. And he was 3 months in every years with the rent too. Yeah, the fella was a ballet player, alright. Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrett. We are most grateful. By the way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. 1. Give me my robe. Put on my crown. I have immortal longings in me. What? What did you just say? What happened to you? Shakespeare, my dear fellow, one of his most famous lines. What? If his most famous line is to be or not to be. Or alas, poor Yorick, at least in my vocabulary. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have a turn for literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then. Alright. Anything else I need to check? Oh shit, I usually have my phone up, so I have the walkthrough on me. Hang on a second, I'm gonna have to look at the walkthrough. What are we up to? What are we playing? Great, Ace Attorney. It's kind of crazy to think we might get a new game at some point. Eventually. Alright. We're doing investigation right now. Weird. So I'm just looking at the spacing out of something. Okay. Present the hidden photograph to Garadeb. Okay. I had a feeling it was gonna be something like that, but I was like, why would I show it to him? Like, what would he know about a hidden photograph? Oh no, he wants the other one. Let's talk about the other one. The one that he's in, right? Yeah. Oh my god. Shakespeare's most famous quote is, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around, desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. Love it. Did I seriously come back to a Rickroll? Psych! Oh my god. Is that your son who's there with you? No, no, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name. Good job, Han. I did it. With Con's help, of course. Duncan Ross. Duncan Ross! Street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot, just for kicks, really. Was he, by any chance, the lodger before Mr. Natsume? Yeah, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in the mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yeah, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before the Japanese chap. Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Wow, a Rickroll in 2026. I avoided it for 4 to 5 months. Oh my god. It was obvious, and yes, Han did it anyway. Of course, of course. Otherwise, I would not be an artiste. Or something. You know, I don't think I've been Rickrolled in a while, so respect. Happy to create a landmark memory for your year. I don't know, depending on where you go, the most common one is exit left, pursued by a bear. What? Are you talking about Shakespeare? Stanley is like, that's the famous quote by the Rickroll, never gonna give you up. Okay. Yeah, Duncan Ross, young chap, was attending art school, had to pay to work to pay for it, mind. Moved into the middle floor about a year ago, after the criminal seldom was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them. A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes. Yeah, well, anyway. It was one morning about a month ago. A month ago? I hadn't quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers are up to at the time, so sadly I was rather tired to discover what had happened. Smell of gas that alerted me it was. Yes, synonymous with the smell of death. Called the police straight away, of course, and the officers kicked the door off its hinges. Once we got inside, it was badly collapsed. The old belly collapsed. Because of the gas? Yeah, room was full of it. No air at all. Stove must have gone out when the poor chap was sleeping in his room. So Mr. Ross suffocated to death. Of course, the police gave me a good ticking off because the gas pipes were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house. Okay, so he allegedly has fixed all of the pipes in the house. Allegedly. You know, after you had all it worked out, Mr. Natsumi says the same thing, that the stuff, the stove goes out at night whilst he's asleep in bed. Well, that's the bally curse, the convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now. Someone's feeling defensive. That's a Shakespeare quote, though technically a stage direction. Ah, that makes sense. Blow dried my hair so it don't get sick again. And my god, I forgot how much it one, hurts my shoulders, and two, how much floofier my hair gets. You know the rules, and so do I. A full comment is what I've been thinking of. You know the game, and we're gonna play it. Yeah. Ah, it reminds me actually. About young Duncan. The night before the poor chap perished, he'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady. A love letter, you mean? Yeah. Where did I put it now? Ah, here it is. Left it on my desk. Oh, it's the one from the previous case where the one that the lady saw. To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Do you think we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence? My dear Mr. Soto, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me. He's right. I will not excuse you, Mr. Shams, no. Sadly, you didn't address it, though. So I have no means of delivering the thing. Rather sad, really. I see. It's going to play on my mind. But really, the identity of Miss Ross's sweetheart has no bearing on the case. That's what you think. I think we should leave well alone. Indeed. The intended recipient's address is missing, however. There is a name attributed to the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart. Mr. Shams, please, I've already had to chastise you about this once. My darling left you, my colorful darling, Olive Green. Oh, that's the name. Oh. Olive Green? The woman who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside. Really? Y'all use the word plunged in 2 sentences? Who was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside the house 5 days ago. That was 5 days ago now. Oh yeah, because it was 3 days to investigate. The victim of the last case Saseki-san was in court for, who regained consciousness only yesterday. Is it just chance that her name has come up now, or could it be mere coincidence? Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Mr. Sato. Go Meds, go! Go Meds, go! Woo, woo, woo! Go, go, go! I'm now just like Con speak person. Con says stuff and I'll just keep going. Sorry guys. I don't anticipate like choking all the time. Mr. Naruhodo, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green is well enough to be discharged at last. This is good news, but hopefully just before she leaves. Oh, what is it? Miss Green! What was that? She clearly just hit something behind her back. One moment, I'll be with you in a jiffy. I change her voice every time. Oh, hello everyone. What are you all doing here? The doctor said I could be discharged, so I'm getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all. Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you if that's alright. I don't really have anything else to tell you. Alright, she's definitively behaving strangely. Oh no. Oh dear. And I thought it was Miss Green I should be worrying about at the moment. That's so funny. Good bit. Alright. Bitch gang, yeah! I don't trust her. Maybe. It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green. Yeah, I mean, thank you. Once people are better, the hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space, not people like me anyway. So I don't think I should keep anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat. She certainly does seem to be in the mood to talk. That's for sure. Hey, you know your lover? Miss Green, we're hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross, you knew him, didn't you? Oh. No, I'm sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did. Oh, Miss Green, are you all right? Dead. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you like that. No, it's all right. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross has been writing a letter. When he passed away, the landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. Mine is weird. It's the thing I can drink the most of without feeling like garbage. Dang. I've never actually had a hangover, so I don't know what it's like. It hurt. It was at art school. That's where I met Duncan a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved. Yes, that's right. We were very much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually. That's why I decided to move into a cheaper room to save money for the wedding. Oh, no! Oh, that's so sad, man. Oh. Okay. So fine. And that's what led him to Mr. Garrideb's. Yes, he told me he'd found the worst but cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're so terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose. Poor Miss Green. She looks desperately sad. I'm starting to think that's just her look. Whoa. I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital room soon. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to hold you up. Of course we went our way. Mr. Naruhodo! There he is! Wait! Oh my god, the rat died! It was poison! She was about to take poison. This girl wanting to be Romeo and Juliet, what the fuck? Surely you are not about to leave. That's quite out of the question. There is a dead rat in our vicinity, and we must investigate. What? Mr. Sholmes? I didn't realize you were here. But of course I was, my dear fellow, watching intently from the shadows as always, and appearing only when needed. Well, make your presence known next time. Mr. Sholmes, what's this about? Something which occurs to me with some regularity. Mr. Sato, is this? Why do detectives insist on such an ex post facto modus operandi? Why solve a case after it's happened, instead of preventing a case before it happens? That is what sets a great detective apart. Have you actually stopped crimes from happening though, Herlock? What do you mean? There is a case waiting to happen under our very noses, Mr. Naruhodo. So let us avert disaster. Let us prevent this case from ever happening with nothing but careful observation. That's you. I have a system. Go on. Alright. Wait. I've only ever drunk once or twice, but I think both times I avoided a hangover by virtue of waking up still drunk. Oh my god, man. Just chugging it down. You're like, if I'm always hungover, the headache will never hit. The hangover never exists. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only look, and you cannot fail to see. You can do it, Mr. Naruhodo. I know you can. You mean the dead rat on the floor, for example? That mouse seems to be dead. Look, I didn't notice it before, but I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle. But that's the bottle that Miss Green was about to drink when we arrived. You don't think... I see you've come to appreciate the true nature of the scene. He's smart. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yeah, I think it's fallen into place. Miss Green, the contents of the bottle you had before has spilt out on the floor. The poor mouse that drank it has sadly died. I think it's clear the bottle must have contained a powerful poison. Don't worry, I will attend to the mouse presently. What? A mouse funeral? We can have a mouse funeral. I commented on a popular BookToker's theory post. I really like this BookToker. She's so smart, so cool with her theories that she replied to my comment. Yeah! Awesome. I love it. That's so cool. I had a happy book fan interaction. Yay! Awesome! Congrats! It's always cool when it happens. Okay. Were you intending to go the same way as that rodent? To take your own life? Huh. Once we'd left, you would have put it in to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison? No. Miss Green, please talk to us. The letter? I'm used to getting death threats over it, but it was just so nice. That's sad. No one should get used to that. I made one theory about One Piece on Twitter, was inundated with just like people being like, you're wrong, you're ridiculous. And I'm like, all right, never do that again. It's not worth it, okay? It's not worth having your phone blow up for a bad reason. Just don't message on Twitter at all. Which honestly, it's Twitter, so 10 seconds later, and we would have arrived at a very different scene. In all probability, we would not have enjoyed this most delightful conversation. Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green. Actually, in a way, now that everything out in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted. Tell me, how did you acquire that medicine? Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor came to examine me in the mornings, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while, so I snuck this out while he wasn't looking. It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains. I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought if I drank it, it might just stop the pain somehow. Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things. Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison. Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh no. Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done? I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection. None. Yeah, that's fair. Neither the sender's name or address appear to be on the envelope. Oh, it has the torn corner though! Oh my god, why was a letter that was addressed to Miss Green in the room of the dude, but it was ripped? Maybe she did the crime. Okay, hear me out. Theory time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. After, okay, so her boyfriend was the one that was originally staying in the same room as Shamspear, okay? Shamspear, so that was where the letter was originally left. Miss Green tried to sneak in to the room, or maybe was let into the room because she was like, please let me try and find anything left over from my boyfriend after his death. And she finds this letter, but Shamspear gets upset, maybe? So they accidentally tear it, or she opens the letter immediately, leaves the rubbish on the floor of the room, sits and reads it with Shamspear, and then maybe Shamspear gets upset. She has some of that medication. She has some of that poison, I should say. Put it into his tea? Why would she do? Maybe she was trying to sneak into his room when he wasn't there. And then when he came back, she just decided to like slip it to him. There's something connecting there though. The point is that this is proof that she was at least in Shamspear's room the night of the poisoning, right? The question still is as to why should poison him though. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in hospital here. Arrived at my home by post the day before the incident that put me in hospital. Alright, so this explains why, again, why she was in the area. She had rocked up to the Shamspear to, like, check out the room, Shamspear's room. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Bryce Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. Wait a minute, the 17th of this month? That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. And 5 p.m. is precisely the time when the incident occurred. What? So she wasn't hit by a flying knife, or she still was, but there was another guy there, right? The gas meter guy? I still don't trust that guy. Could be the gas meter guy all along. Trying to get proof that the place is broken. The Slug and Salad. Yes, a pub on the northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road. Does that mean that? Yes, I'm sure you've guessed. That day when I was struck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad. Okay, so she didn't get that. Goodness. So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. I'm sorry I didn't say anything before. Wrong voice. Whatever. Maybe the letter got ripped by working out a lot. Yeah, that might be it. I think I really will have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told you everything. Yes, I'm very sorry to have had to drag up such a painful memory for you. No. It's fine. What if the meter man, right? He was trying to get dirt on Shamspear, right? What if the meter man saw Miss Green was unconscious, found the bottle of poison, and then used it, and then snuck it back on her person before somebody found the body? I don't know. Please, promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through to the end. You got this, Olive! We love you! Might sound a little conceited, until we find out that she's a criminal, of course. But, well, that's how all this has made me feel. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way, back to Baker Street. Well, it would appear we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today. Yes, it's late. And Mr. Naruhodo, did you discover anything that may be useful to you in court tomorrow? Nope. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling anyway. I can't help wondering about the results of the analysis. Into the tea? Yes, will they find strychnine in it or not? I fear that, either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend, Mr. Reaper. Oh dear. Yeah, Barak von Zix. But I wish you every success, of course, and though I was late to rise this morning. Tomorrow will be a new dawn, and I intend to spring from my bed at a crisp hour and attend the trial. Mr. Shums, you're going to come? He just doesn't in the end. That'd be even funnier. Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. It's a good line. Well, I think we've done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Mr. Natsume's cause until the very end. Yay, we did the... London, the world's most prosperous city, home to some 6 million people. 6 million? Really? In 2000, wait. Population of London in 1900s. 6.5 million people, damn! But it's like quadruple that today, right? Wait, what about today? Population of London. 8.9 million. Okay. Okay, so it's not that... Well, it's still a lot, but... Okay. And it is of just London. It's not like everything. Don't trust. 9.8 to 9 million people. Or more. Okay. That's crazy. Because that's like a quarter of Australia's population living in one tiny section. But away from the razzle-dazzle, down back alleys and behind bricked-up windows, the lonely lurk. Saseki-san had battled on long and hard with the loneliness during his many months here. And so I felt honor bound to battle equally hard for my compatriot, to lift the curse that gripped him. As Mr. Sholmes said, tomorrow will be a new dawn for us all. Yay! Under the trial. Alright, there's 2 parts to this. I'm really hoping we're able to finish this tonight, but we also may not. So, I guess we'll find out. 9:23 a.m. Whoa. Hello, good sir. Back away from the camera. I think he's pretending to be a cat again. This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo. They just ignored him. Optimism. 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 Sorry, Saseki, selfishly sidelined. Ah. Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume. Good morning! Good morning! Look up, student Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire! Listen to you two, chattering away happily as if the main player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why? Oh dear, we didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps that because you had your eyes shut so tightly, you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you. I was waiting. What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally, that's because I attained spiritual enlightenment. Path of literature, you see, is a journey to discovering one's own death. Or such like. That was the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. Oh, that's why I had my eyes shut. I missed the signs, I'm afraid, somehow. You'll have to forgive me. You mustn't talk of your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume. That was just an example. Ah, yes, there it is. Inner calm. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandoned me and returned me to my beautiful, long-lost homeland. I've not even been in Great Britain a week yet. Arguably, we've spent way too much time with you. Yes. Well, yeah, anyway. I intend to set everything straight in court today. We're gonna uncover the truth. Do-do-do-do-do. He overslept. The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. So much cold air in here. I feel like it's just going into my lungs. Make my way. I do actually think I have my window open. Not dramatically open, just a little bit open. So maybe I should close that. Making my way until the very end of the day. I gotta wake up in the morning. Dead awful. Ugh, it's just gonna be real cold. Ugh. My chair wheel is stuck on something. Yeah. Okay. It's free. It's my armband thingy. Man, I haven't been doing my arm exercises. What am I doing? Man, I'm gonna ruin everything for my I really need to go see my physio. I keep meaning to go see my physio, and then I just I work so much during the week. I'm like, no, I want my days off to be at home, and then I'm busy doing stuff. The prosecution is right here, Your Honor. Can you imagine? Absolutely. Justice will be done. I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. That's very different from what she said the other day. She feels especially ruthless when her hat is not right, I'm pretty sure she said. Oh well, I wonder if you could just adjust my hat for me, and please be as ruthless as you like. What? Is he flirting with them? Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me. Especially gas thieves. I've no sympathy for the man at all. I guess I have to say now. I don't have time for this. Poor guy. Oh, shall thy leaders flock to righteous verdict again today? Oh, Baron von Zeeks. What can I tell? Well, how can you tell us? I'm just stretching my arm, guys. But, oh yeah, that's right. Different voice, different voice. Okay. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard in the docks, pray allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine hue. In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here you are. Here's to the inspector. Yeah, thank you, sir.
As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in the depression.
Yeah, that's the tea.
Well, the brains of the yard analyzed it, and yes, you're right, it was tea. And there wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it.
No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is as innocent. It's in the clear.
Done. Easy. Well done, we did it. We can close everything up.
What a revelation!
Yay! As I suspected. This makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Saseki-san, Natsume, is blameless. Yes, it's true, no poison was found in the few drops of the liquid recovered from the soap on the bar ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salty?
My word! The water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel.
Oh my god. Exactly. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise words from the lips of Mr. William Shakespeare. Oh, God, I love him with the cape. Whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand. Do we have to do this again?
Very well, I will uphold the
Oh, I forgot how unpleasant he is. Mr. William Shakespeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heaven, oh hell, do command me to remember. Forsooth, well, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a belly full of foul fluid given in mine innocence. I think I just spat everywhere. Sorry, guys.
Yes, but what was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as was perhaps first led to believe.
By using bars of soap such as this, he has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes.
Oh, may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shakespeare, did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given.
That's right, fellow Jews, don't forget this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten, Captain, all that ice coins is just a tiny secret, didn't you? Should have owned up sooner. Arrest him, I say, arrest him at once, and let him feel the sting of my tail, or umbrella.
Oh, indeed, by dint of vile and cowardly means have I plotted to further mine own ends, I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure.
You acknowledge your wrongdoing. What exactly are you doing here?
Cowards die many times before their death, and for a coward such as I, death be well deserved. But would it be still a greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison thee.
Why? But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness's testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shakespeare?
Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak.
Really, I like Bon Bon. This guy is weird. Bon Clay is great. Okay, he's a good man. Okay, he is what does one of the greatest things in the entirety of One Piece. The tea inconsistency. Okay.
The Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use that tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus, 'tis no surprise that the poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap.
Alright. Hey, listen, that's a viable explanation.
The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. Normal way for poison to be administered in my experience. Quite, otherwise it would be disastrous.
I haven't really been paying attention to the music in the game. Just ding 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 do 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 do. I don't know how to spell the prison. You spelled it perfectly. What are you talking about? That's Imple down. Good job. Woo! She says she's not an absolute pro. Okay, at One Piece, obviously.
Otherwise it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance.
Like Emperor's New Groove. Alright, but no poison bottle was found at the scene.
Because, quite simply, the person took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. Ugh. By now it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands.
Oh, come on. We were so close. I was wondering how they were going to spin this to still blame it on Natsume.
Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspear, is a common get thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen.
God, my fucking penis. It hurts!
Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause, I have naught to lose.
Honestly, am I a Naruto rewatch? And honestly, I'm sad that Lee and Sakura don't become a couple. Oh yeah, like Sasuke's trash. Sasuke does nothing to deserve Sakura's love, okay? Sakura at any point, I mean, it makes a good story that it's like she believed in him, just like she and Naruto are the only two people that believe in Sasuke until the very, very end. But arguably at any point she could have been like, you know what? I'm into those eyebrows, okay? She was missing out, okay? Do you have any idea how sexy it was finding out he had those leg braces on, you know? He had those leg clasps and he took it off and then he's like, ding, 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 ding. Like, that was so cool. He beat Gaara, okay? Gaara, who is the bitch, arguably, okay? Sorry. Yeah, that was awesome, right? Still one of the most coolest scenes, I reckon. Well, from what I've seen, of course. She never actually trusts him after everything, though. And yet they still have a kid, don't they? In Boruto. I just finished that episode. Yeah! I just remember that being like one of the fights that like was so like memorable, right? Like you're just like, because you sit there and you're like, Gaara's gonna win. Of course, Boruto doesn't exist. Oh, right, my apologies. Not to me. Yes, you're right. Yeah, just because I remember how much it was like, no one can beat against Gaara, right? Like surely Gaara like graduates and gets past this and blah, blah, blah. And instead it was like, oh my god, Rock Lee, you did it. Wow, what a champ. It's like Banjo race cars, non-existent. Good comparison, good comparison. The lore is building. Okay, he came to my room with a tea brewed in a pot. Okay. Where is this pot?
In my cup alone, the wicked miscreant secretly poured the poison. Go to my chamber.
Oh wait. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, Nair did a drop of his own drink past his lips. What about the other? When he departed by and by, I used the tea that remained in his cup to make my coins of ice. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison be not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap. That's not what I wanted. was found completely empty at the scene. And let's not forget the defendant's maxim, drink tea while it's hot.
I did gulp from the poisoned cup that night, and in mine agony did I writhe uncontrolled.
Also, okay, wait, hold a second. Didn't we have like a whole comment about the fact that the medicine takes 30 minutes to effect, which means the latest he would have had it was at 1:30 for him to collapse at 2, and what? Was that not like, I feel like we're stretching. Seriously though, this guy ain't dead, so what's the trial about? Well, a poisoning was still committed. Even though he's alive, he was still poisoned, so we're still investigating. Obviously, who poisoned him, okay? That's still a crime. Still count as attempted murder. But obviously Shamspear is like, Natsume did it because he was the one I talked to last, as far as we know. Which, we have other theories about.
In fits of pain, I did knock the fellow's cup, and its contents spilt as blood from a gaping wound, methinks. 'Twas after I had made the coins of ice from his tea.
So. Never did a drop of his own drink past his lips. Okay. I pressed the wrong button before. Alright, so we're trying to find proof of the tea? I feel like I need to just like look. Wait, could we assert that this is the evidence? There's no evidence, but there is in this one because there's actually a line. So obviously it did cool down. Maybe. I'm gonna save. With how he behaves, I'd be unsurprised if he did it himself by accident in the attempt of poisoning someone else. You know, it's possible. But like, the one thing that confuses me the most is what does he have to gain from from Natsume doing this crime? Like, as far as I understand, the two have lived side by side each other for a very long time, or for at least a couple of weeks. They've barely talked to each other, and then suddenly they catch up once, and suddenly it's like, oh, I had a poisoning, it must have been from him, and it's like, okay.
Objection.
Okay, cool. You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question, but that's impossible.
How, chop logic, what is this, you dark, ye clad fiend?
2 teacups from the scene, one used by the victim and the other by the defendant, have a clear difference between them. One that presents incontrovertible proof. It's just clearly a visible ring.
Yes, a tea ring, commonplace enough. Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves tea in a cup for a while.
And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring.
Good lord, you're right, it's completely clean. And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it?
Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday, the Japanese saying he quoted.
Drink tea
while it's hot. That's right, yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed on the inside of his cup as well after the several hours the tea was left standing.
But,
Not getting into trouble for trying to kill someone else. Well, I mean, but like, who is he trying to kill?
in short, Mr. Shakespeare, you're a sham.
You clearly lied to the court.
Get thee to a nunnery!
Yeah, he said the line.
Objection!
Hands are dry.
As a rule, I fill my hallowed chalice up to 7 times during any one trial. Do you?
You might want to keep that information to yourself.
Yet, on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intend until the bottle is dry.
This guy is like Godot. If y'all don't remember, which you probably don't, Godot is he's a prosecutor in the 3rd game, Trials of Tribulations of Phoenix Wright. And he makes a whole point where he's like, I think he says something like 3 cups of coffee, or like he never has more than 7 cups of coffee in one case, in one setting case. Anyway, and then at some point he keeps like chugging it down so much that he's had like 20 or something. Keeps throwing them. I miss Godot. He didn't deserve the sentencing he got. He was a good guy. We just couldn't see it. Sorry guys. Your drinking habits are fascinating but irrelevant.
On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of human memory. To William Shakespeare. Yes, my liege. Though all previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea in the accused cups, could it be that you are perhaps mistaken? Huh? Could it be that, yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? A fact that has vanished from your memory until now?
Bro's just trying to get his way.
Faith, my liege, thou art a magician! For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night.
Man, sir, he is leading on the testimonies.
Forsooth, I was mistook. I did plan to use tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, 'twas empty. And thus did I use the dregs that festered in the teapot, as my liege did suggest.
And you've just suddenly remembered that now that you made a mistake before? Are we supposed to believe that?
People's memories are imperfect, my friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead.
Do you have it?
But in any case, it makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us 2 things. Firstly, that the poison was put in the victim's teacup only. And secondly, that this spilt cup was not the source of the insipid ice coins that have bewitched this court.
I'm losing my fucking mind, man. I'm confused. Oh, the code is off.
The inconsistencies claimed by the defense simply does not exist. My lords, ladies, gentlemen of the court, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery Alehouse that night, naught did pass my lips but the black tea given to me by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as low as death.
But on what did you dine, sir?
Why, I did partake of my favourites, a broth as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf as wouldst be called salad. As insalubrious a menu as the establishment where it was served. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Willingly would I suffer what punishment 'tis seen fit to serve a wicked thief of gas, but I pray ye wise and noble fellows, ne'er forget the simple truth. That be one thing, and this be another. Jersol, none of this is making sense to me anymore. Jersol, your humble servant Shamspear doth entreat you, punish the Japanese man for his sins. Why? What do you have against him? If I might speak, my lord. I believe we may have been duped by the rotten defense lawyer. Oh, come on.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
God, every time it gets to this point. Guys, I only have to deal with this 3 more times, hopefully. I say that these summation examinations happen about, like, they happen about 3? Yeah, okay. They happen about, oh, happy day, oh, happy day. Okay. Not the song he was probably going for, but that's fine. How is this happening? My lord. Right, summation examination. Yeah, this happens about 2 times a case, which is mortifying. Which means I still have to go through this like 4 or 5 different times. Man of logic me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty. I do agree that gas is far too expensive. I can quite understand why the man would want to avoid pain. Stuff explodes and it can poison you. It's absolutely lethal, gases. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the world and make and maintain the pipes. Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times. What?
Nothing has passed the victim's lips that knife. There's no other explanation, is there?
We don't know. Maybe the lettuce gave him food poisoning and he just shat everything out.
I do feel that perhaps personal opinion about gas and its supplies influence decisions somewhat.
I agree.
But never mind.
No, you really should mind. This is a very short section, by the way. Like, okay, I just want to say the walkthrough mode has like 6 points, right? The 6 points, like I can almost see all 6 points, almost. Almost see all 6 points just in my like average screen. Like once we finish this jury examination, like that's the end. Like that's the end of this section. I want to know what the guy who said about his sketchy drink was about. No. Just press him.
Hold it.
These games are insane. You mean it's poisoned? That's right. It happened a few times now. This is most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in the tea time, see, and I see her doing it. My wife. She gets that devilish look on her face and she slips some white powder into my cup. You mean sugar? And do you drink it anyway? I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. And what happened to you? What did it taste like? It was god awful, believe you me. Salty as hell. Oh, yeah, that'd make more sense. Or salt. No. No, she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly. Unbelievable. Okay. Not pertinent.
Hold it.
But really, think of the injustice. Air is gas, and air is free. Why should all demand gas money cost money. It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever.
This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless, either.
If I might interject here.
Yeah?
It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price our company charges for gas. But it's precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those 100 soldiers poisoning tea and stealing gas.
No, wrong person. Wait, did she change her opinion? Nope. Okay. I like how this guy is just like, man, gas is bad now. Like, hang on a second. What do you mean?
Hold it!
You take poison over gas every time. Poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it?
Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man.
It's only true that poison isn't prone to exploding. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. Oh, you're right. I didn't consider that at all.
A young lawyer man.
Yeah?
You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you at our company's legal representative.
Didn't expect to pick up more business in the middle of a trial, that's for sure. Okay, none of this is... okay. I'm a man of logic, me, and having considered all of the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty.
Hold it!
God, it's so bad. I've almost pressed all these statements and they haven't. I keep expecting them to change what they say, but they haven't yet.
Hold it!
Oh, sorry, what's that now? Oh, I was saying if the victim did actually eat or drink something on the night.
What's the matter with you?
What?
I said if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, there must be no other explanation. Have you listened to me at all?
Okay. What do you mean? Show proof that that the victim drank something else that night? He drank the gas. This picture still confounds me the most. Trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it happened.
Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten. It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react to something someone else says.
I didn't No need. Was I supposed to fuck this up so I had to get have my chance to refresh my memory? Alright, so what do you want me to do then, game? Okay, number 4. Oh, I didn't actually press you, did I? Because she talked as a part of the other one. Okay. my mistake. Can we please refrain from all this talk of gas?
There's an all-out attack underway here, in case you hadn't noticed, against my company's gas. And I'm supposed to take it, sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so.
Really buzzing now.
All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity, What about getting electrocuted? What about that? A little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison.
Sure.
An explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your glass is deplorable. My point exactly. But the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know.
More devious? Who?
Other gas companies, of course.
Other gas companies?
We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square. But there are other unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all.
What? But if they don't have gas, how do they go about selling it to people?
You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell that. They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible? Gas companies like ours deliver gas to people's homes via a network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Then they make a contract with a household supplied by those pipes and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours without us even knowing. They're diverting gas into their own pipes illegally. What a brazen form of theft. When we visited the customers' houses to collect the money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies have been up to its tricks.
Oh no.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Do you have something to say about that? Juror number 3. Oh, golly, you mean me, mate? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking to myself. Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying. Oh, yeah? Just got a little riled about it recently, you see? An Altamont gas worker visited my work the other day to investigate the pipe work. Are Iris and Gina still around? We haven't seen Iris yet. She'll probably be later. Okay, so to briefly explain. Hi, Cameron. Sprinkle positivity. And Illy. So to briefly explain, our current case that we're going through is based in the past, okay? So at the end of the last case, they were like, hey, this guy, I'm blanking on his name, Makoto's dad was really interested in the facts of the case, of the case that we went through, the second case we went through with Saseki-san. And of course, the entire audience was like, what second case with Saseki-san? There was no second case with Saseki-san. Because he was only in 1, and that was in chapter 4, okay? And then it's like, let's go back and read through the case notes of that event. And this is what's happening, okay? So we are in the past based on the day, or the couple of days after chapter 4's stabbing of Miss Olive Green. Okay, so they're intersecting a bit. We need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in and do the you know what he did? He proceeded to take one of my lights off the walls. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it.
What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets there.
Oh, please, everyone knows, but it was very nearly the death of me, I tell you. What do you mean?
I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, These unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it's at a fairly low pressure. By blowing air through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any light connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment. Wait, so someone's been blowing into the gas. To steal it.
If upon blowing into the pipe, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you can know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes.
Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. It's the reason why we have teams of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. Trouble is, the particular worker who came to my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? Wait, you mean... That's right. The light didn't just flicker, they went out. Along with the stove, gas started pouring into the house. That's real bad. Gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fella. Are you trying to kill us all? I said. So by disconnecting a lamp... Okay. Anyway, the point is... Sorry, just to briefly round out my sentence. I got distracted by the game. Case number 3, the case after this one, should hopefully lead back into maybe some form of current day, and we might see... We'll hopefully see Gina and Iris around, okay? Okay, so by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish lamps and stoves connected to the same network of pipes. Okay, so Saseki-san was talking about that the lights, they flicker. It's so annoying. I feel like the game is trying to give me a clue to something bigger, and I'm like, Saseki-san said that his stove keeps going off in the night, and that some gas would pour into the room. So that means someone's been messing around with the gas in the room. I just don't know if that's Shamspear or if it's someone else. And then the gas starts flowing again. It just silently seeps into the room. I think perhaps... Okay. Okay, so we spent all that time. Are we saying the gas is what passed through the victim's lips? Fuck. Sorry, I'm just trying. I can't read the nuance right now. I'm sleepy. Pit juror number 3 and 6. Oh my god, it is saying. It's saying that the gas is the one. What? Sorry, I'm reading a bit of this, like, I read ahead of a little bit, and I'm like, what? Okay, hold up. So we're saying gas. Wait, didn't they say it was strychnine? Is strychnine a type of gas? Do they?
Good gracious.
Juror number 6, did you hear what juror number 3 just said?
Yeah, of course I heard him mumbling about something or other.
There is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a matter of speaking, pass the victim's lips on the night in question.
What? What explanation?
I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall light at the scene? To check if there were any traces of poison there?
I was curious to see what your floundering would result in this time, but the mouth of a gas pipe? Scotland Yard have enough to do without exploring such irrelevance.
What a piece of work is a man!
What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspear?
What speakest thou, prithee? Is it not strange and strange? That is what I say to thee.
I thought I'd been quite clear. Let me put it this way. The strychnine could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. This is so insane. What do you mean? And that is how the poison came to enter your body.
Good lord!
What? Are they tasty then? Gas pipes? Is that what he's saying? Said the gentleman, suggesting that the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas. Perhaps no actress would perform a kiss scene with him.
For shame, madam, speaking thy fancy. I assure you, I'm not such a buffoon that I have to kiss pipes.
Take a minute.
This is a farce. The prosecution will not stand for any more of my friend's conjecture. To begin with, the victim in the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. In order to have placed his lips to the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. There's no possible proof the man as you say. That the man did as you say. It's true I've no proof that Mr. Shamspear put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspear has been doing something in front of that lamp on his wall. Okay, I can kind of see how this works together then. But it's a photo, and like, it's just more of Mr. Dude's. Is this possible? Whatever. Don't worry about it. What the? These are, wait, what are they called again? Yes, skin prints. I hate the word skin print. That were found at the scene. Skin prints, counsel. I've never heard of such a thing. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however.
My lord, this is an exciting new forensic technique developed by the great detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, which will totally go far. Dude, it reveals all the places that Mr. Shamspear touched in his room.
Never seen anything like it. It's like black magic. If anyone could invent something like this, it's the great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure.
I agree. This month's edition of Engineering Thumbs was quite fascinating.
I found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shamspear also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. To what? Why would you drink gas? For example, here. Around the hanging picture there, indeed, multiple handprints appear to be visible. Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork? At first, my colleagues and I thought the same. However, imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you wouldn't find yourself directly in front of. Oh!
I don't believe it.
The gas lamp. This is so painful. I keep wanting to like reach over for my phone and I can't. It's off and on my phone. It's behind me. Has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of the lamp. Right. What have you been up to, you nut?
Me? What did I say?
You said that blowing into a gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you'll recall, juror number 3's statement.
When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all the lights and the gas stove to go out and gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is, if Mr. Shamspeare were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished every other light and gas stove in the building at will. Crikey!
Ah, are you suggesting that the man purposefully caused the gas to...
This is a lot of conjecture, I will admire. Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during a summation examination, I must toast my friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law.
What is the meaning of this, Lord Van Zieks?
This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, the so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case.
Thank you! Oh my god, it's so annoying that it takes this long to, like, for him to bring up his point.
But it's an exciting new forensic technique developed by a great detective.
It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands.
Hold it!
Please, my lord, if I may. Mr. Sato. It was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene, as a tool by which to explain a possibility to the ladies and gentlemen to the jury. And, if the trial were to come to an end now, we should never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe we allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree.
Hold it. You're right. Whether those strange handprints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide. No way, you heard his lordship. Fair dinkum. No! One more.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo.
Alright. Alright, what am I doing now? I need to press on this one. Even though pressing on it before did nothing. Pardon. All the evidence, you say? That's right. There's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at that Japanese fellow with the big mustache. Okay. Oh, right. When we talked to him the first time, he's like, is that all the evidence? And what about the skin prints?
It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself.
The numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. And if Mr. Shamspeare has indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question, it can't be denied that there's a possibility that's where the poison was. But that's still so random! I don't... Why would you intentionally, like, do something like that? Like, one, you're risking, like, gas to go into your own system, but also you're making everyone else's lights go out, but also, like, you're endangering everyone else around you. Mr. Naruhodo, if we can't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their minds before may very well change them back. No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is witness testimony that substantiates it. Well, the testimony.
This is incredible. Whose testimony?
Everything is linked. A person who testimony revealed details about the gas in Garadib's residence that night. Saseki-san. Poor guy. Alright, this guy's just trying not to die every night. And Shamspear has inadvertently been poisoning him the whole time. I'm talking about Saseki Natsume himself. At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following.
My lodgings. There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. Even on that fateful night it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamspear's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me.
On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out, so I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not? Good golly. So the Shamspear fellow blew air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose. Oh, what else is there? Why would he do that? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Mr. Foreman. We cannot allow judgment to be passed while this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet. However, you must surely agree there is more to this case than meets the eye. Fair enough. I'm a man of logic, first and foremost. This guy I'm still suspicious of. Like, he was a whole thing, a part of, like, the third case, and then he just joins the jurors like nothing happened. We did it! The trial can officially continue. Yeah.
My lord, how can thy humble Shamspear serve thee? What say you in response to the various revelations made during the summation examination? So God mend me, I do solemnly swear. I recall aught of either the lamp or the pipe.
Well, your handprints have been tiny mess all over the wall there. How do you explain that, eh?
I'm done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already. Juror number 5.
Oh, me?
As I went to some pains to point out already, a print from the self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law.
Ah.
As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Objection!
But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the lamp Shamspear to be examined. If there's traces of poison there.
What appears to be extremely simple is my friend's mind. You will recall that in order to check for the presence of poison in the tea, some remnants of tea were required.
Yeah.
And therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would have been completely evaporated by now, making any analysis impossible.
Shit, you're right. What? Hang on a second. Let me have a look at the photo again. But also, why would you do something like this? It's still just insane. Like, my brain just goes, why? Why? Just see if there's any evidence around it. Definitely not what I possibly would have thought.
Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow? Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipe work where he lived?
I don't know. There's only one possibility I could think of, and that is to use the leaking gas to commit murder. What?
Order, order, council! Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end?
Answer couldn't be simpler. Now we've unraveled the mystery this far. Okay, I saw the evidence. Okay, for reference, I saw who I'm supposed to click. Oh no, it's something different. What? Like, I just want to say this still feels like it doesn't connect super well. Because, like, the whole cause and effect and reasoning is so above my head. It just doesn't seem right. Okay, so this is, so Saseki-san is who it is. I mean, it really can't be anyone else, maybe. If a gas lamp were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. Around these parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, has a large fireplace in his part of the residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamspeare was trying to end.
Outrageous!
I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume isn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder.
Good gracious!
Objection!
The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged, namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. What? How can you still claim that? Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question that then arises is who put it there? Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is that the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas pipe and his attempt to kill.
Yes, that would seem indeed logical.
Wait, so Olive had the poison, found out that Natsume was gonna die, so she poisoned him. She inadvertently poisoned the guy to stop him from killing Natsume? That's weird and doesn't make sense. Who thinks I'm gonna poison somebody to stop him from committing a crime?
If the assailant were unaware, how would he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison?
So now we must ask, how could anyone have known of Mr. Shamspeare's murderous designs?
Ah, you mean to suggest?
Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. And then the man whose life was being threatened could possibly have known. What? In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Saseki no Natsume. Hey, we don't know that, mate. Sorry about that. What? What are you apologizing for, mate? Vanishing? Maybe we all are partially here and not here. Whatever Mr. William Shamspeare may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. And the only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. The defense counsel's theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused, far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been fully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. I'm here. Hello. Welcome here. I'm Hannah. Would you not agree, my friend? Hi, Hannah. Hi, chat. Oh my god. I'm going to bed soon. Let's go. At least we can finish this part of the game. Though I say that, I was really hoping to finish this chapter tonight, but that's gonna have to be tomorrow. What advantage? Must name the person now and absolve Mr. Natsume's guilt. You mean name the true culprit? Oh my god, it was so... It might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all. Was saying it's the person who only just woke up yesterday? And prosecution calls for the jury to consider the leanings again. I trust you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman. What? Yeah, you might worry. There is one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. The true culprit of this crime.
The true culprit.
A term found only in second-rate novels, featuring third-rate detectives, my friend. But why not? This farce has gone on for long already. I see no reason to cut it short before its disappointing climax. That's what... Anyway. Bitch gang. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to bed soon. Yeah. We can all fall asleep. Aylin is asleep already, Balboon. Sorry. She had to go to bed super extra early. Thank you. Tell us, my friend, what is your latest theory? I feel so sorry. It shouldn't have to be her. She was stabbed in the back, like, the day previous. The name of the person responsible for the poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare is Miss Olive Green.
Olive Green, Miss Olive Green. I do feel as though I've heard that name recently.
Miss Olive Green? The woman who disappeared from 6 days ago. The victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briars Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add.
Oh, of course, Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe. I hear she regained consciousness 2 days ago.
And I hardly need remind the court that Mr. Shamspeare poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in a hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. Sure, on the night the incident occurred, Miss Green was in hospital unconscious. So on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible, but still. My colleagues and I visited Miss Green, and we found her in the possession of a bottle of poison.
Good gracious, she had poison.
And there's another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court.
Tell me, Mr. Shamspeare.
My lord, pray, what be thy bidding?
Are you acquainted with Miss Green?
No, never heard of her. Judging by the look on Mr. Shamspeare's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her, at least not by name.
As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see my learned friends fast through to its conclusion. I appreciate that. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here.
Yes, Miss Olive Green.
Indeed, my lord, 1 hour should be sufficient. Man, he's so efficient.
Very well, I grant the request.
Excellent, I hope.
At the present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I'm afraid the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of this court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned.
This was insane. All of this. All of this was insane. Okay. Oh my god. That was a lot to go through. That was a lot to go through. $11:32 a.m. We'll get through this part. Hopefully it won't take too long.
Joyful, jubilant jumping jacks!
Oh, Mr. Natsume, I'm so pleased for you.
Student Naruhodo Esquire and Judicial Assistant Makotoba Esquires. But finally, at long last, there can be proof. Proof that I'm innocent and proof that my tea is innocent.
Ah, good morning, my dear fellows. He's back.
Ah, Herlock Sholmes, may you drink my tepid tea and fall forever silent.
Thought the tea was innocent.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you came. How wonderful.
Please save your derision. I know what you're all thinking. Good morning, he says, when it's very nearly time for luncheon. Your scorn is written clearly across your faces. Nobody said or thought anything of the sort. The truth is, I was determined that today would be the day. As sleep seduced me last night, I thought, tomorrow, for once, I shall not oversleep. I'll rise early and be present in court to support my companions. Such spirited determination has a beauty all of its own, does it not?
Oh, yes.
And then I began to muse on the subject. Why do people oversleep? I queried. Why, time after time, do they make the same foolish blunder? And the answer came to me at once. It's so delightfully simple. People oversleep because they sleep. Oh my god. Well, is that not an astute insight into the matter?
Oh, yeah.
Upon which realization I attempted an experiment. I didn't sleep a wink at all last night, and the results. By first night, I was exhausted, and began to be assailed by fits of drowsiness. Shocking. And so, the conclusion of last night's experiment is this. A good night's sleep is quite simply essential. Yeah, I think most of us probably knew that already. What others presuppose, I prove by experimentation. That, my dear friend, is the scientific method. You did it once, though. You need to test it multiple times. And yes, one other thing. Do you remember this?
Oh.
Yeah, it's the poison. Oh, you managed to... It was a laborious task as the bottle was near empty, but such inconveniences do not hinder Sholmes. I managed to confirm that it contains strychnine. Yeah, evidence. I mean, again, I don't know if we can trust his word versus the word of the Scotland Yard, but whatever. So I was right. Perhaps. Though, of course, such circumstantial evidence doesn't prove Miss Green's guilt. I shall leave the bottle in your care now. But licking the insides of the neck is not recommended. Can you imagine? Grabbing a bottle of poison and instantly being like, why don't I lick this? Could I have a word? Could I have a word? Gregson, how good of you to come. Forget it, excuse me. Wait a minute, Inspector. I love Tobias. He just can't deal with him. I don't wish to make a nuisance of myself. From the look on your face, I'd say it's someone else who you think is making a nuisance of himself. My dear Inspector, please speak freely. Pretend I'm not here. Believe me, if I could do that, life would be a whole lot simpler for me.
Do you have the results, Inspector, of the investigation of Mr. Shampspeare's room?
Not yet. Shouldn't be long now, though. Now I'm here about something else. The dead convict, actually. Oh, you mean the man from the newspaper?
Selden.
I went through the archives at the yard and dug out the fellow's file. There's something in there that, well, it caught my eye.
Something caught your eye? What, Inspector, what?
I've copied out the relevant parts for you if you can read it for yourself. Yes. That's some tasty bit of evidence. I will drink. Oh, he might have. Selden was maybe murdered by his other person, which was the guy. Manchester's Strange Way prisons announced the death of a convicted murderer and burglar, Selden, by natural causes in the early mornings this morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. We're gonna find out the cellmate was Shamspear or something.
These documents include the details that were in the newspaper cutting. I'll rearrange everything in the court record so we don't have duplicate information.
Does that mean she just changed up? I don't know if she actually just did something or not, but alright. Why are you giving us a copy of this important file, though? Well, you're the ones who turned up the clue in the first place, aren't you? I'm just making sure things get handled in the proper fashion. Bro just wants to get in Sholmes' good books. Saying it.
Oh, Scotland Yard's workings are so wonderful.
Indeed, my dear fellows, the inspector here is a shining diamond in its crown. Write that down for Iris. Shining diamond in the rough, maybe. I'm rather tired of seeing Mr. Mustache in floods of tears, personally, so best of luck to you.
Look, we should not order Esquire. It's time, isn't it?
Yes, this is it. Miss Olive Green and Miss William Shamspear. This is going to be the final battle. This is weird. All of this is weird. Won't really have saved Saseki-san until I've exposed the whole truth of everything that's been going on. But it's coming to a head now. You can do it, Ryunosuke. You have to. "12:30 p.m. Old Bailey courtroom."
We had a most startling accusation of the defense, namely the victim of the case we heard here only a few days ago is the true perpetrator of this incident.
A reckless, rash, prejudiced charge of wrongdoing, in my opinion, my lord. However, the prosecution has tried to extend every courtesy to this amateur newcomer from dubious eastern shores. I've beaten you twice in court now. You can fuck off. I'm the bitch now, okay? Thank you. Yeah. For that backhanded consideration.
Rather cold assessment from the honorable British prosecutor, I must say. So, Lord Van Zeeks, is the new witness ready?
Ready and waiting, the witness's antechamber, my lord.
Very well, bailiff, bring in the witness.
Bring in the trumpets. What do these two have in common? Witnesses, state your name and occupation.
William Shamspear, my liege. For mine occupation, I can only say that I be a tragic victim to be pitied.
Currently unemployed, in other words.
I'm Olive Green. I'm a fledgling artist. Well, no, not a fledgling, really. A hopeless failure who's too weak-spirited to admit she has no talent, I suppose.
Also currently unemployed, in other words. God, he's so funny. It's such an asshole. What a coterie.
Mr. Shamspear, my lord, I am thy humble servant. I'm afraid that you are no longer merely the victim in this affair. The possibility has been raised that you are in fact the assailant, intent on taking the life of your fellow lodger. Part of you have played in this whole business will be thoroughly scrutinized, I assure you. I would for naught else, my lord. And Miss Green.
Yeah.
You're aware of the reason you have been summoned to the courtroom today, I presume? Yes, the officer did explain. He said I poisoned this ridiculous buffoon.
And do you accept the charge, Mr. Green?
I don't know anything about any poisoning. And I don't know anything about this man. Come, lady, die to live. Verily, I know not thy prickle, pigmented personage. Very well, let us proceed with the matter at hand. To ascertain whether or not Miss Green has any involvement in this affair. It's all very strange indeed. Why would you suspect me? I barely ever go to the East End anyway. It so happens that I passed by them in neighborhood 6 days ago, that's all. And on the night that this man was poisoned, I was still in hospital, fighting for my life.
Yes, having been unfortunately caught up in the incident on the street outside the Garadev household.
I was struck in the middle of my back by a knife, through no fault of my own, and now I am under suspicion. What other irrelevant thing might I be suspected of? It's all very disturbing. Your energies may be better spent worrying about random knife attacks, I feel, Miss Green.
At this point in time, all that appears to connect you with Mr. Shamspeare's lodging is the Briar Road incident of 6 days ago. That's why. We would like you to testify formally now about exactly what happened.
Oh no. Incident 6 days ago, you mean you want me to relive that awful incident?
Unfortunately, yes. Please tell the court what happened that day. And of course, we will be interested to hear from you about your movements that day too, Mr. Shamspeare.
Well, what happened 6 days ago has nothing to do with me being poisoned. Let's proceed. The subject of the incident that took place at Briar's Road the evening of the 17th of February.
I'm surprised the guy didn't call up a testimony to be like, hey mate. But that's not relevant.
It was 6 days ago now, at about 5 p.m. I was walking along in the snow when I was suddenly stabbed in the back. Coincidentally, it happened to be just outside the house where the men, in this case, have their lodgings. I was at the tavern on the eve of which thou speakest, for I had bespoke my supper. It was the first time I'd been in the area. I had a little matter to attend to, that's all. Anyway, I was admitted straight to hospital, so I knew nothing about all this business.
Alright, so we press him for what place he was gonna catch up on, and then we deliver the shit. And by that I mean there's a letter. Wait, do I have evidence of that letter? I don't have evidence of that letter. What the fuck am I gonna do then? There was a- well, we have the evidence of this letter.
Second incident inside a week, which I believe to be aptly described as the haunted lodgings. One can only presume this is most unfortunate coincidence.
Meanwhile, you say you were not in your room, Mr. Shamspeare.
'Twas the following morn, when I did awaken, that I learned of the dire events. Marry, what a commotion did the officers of the law make on the floor above mine.
And Saseki-san was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder? As suspected, there is nothing connecting these two witnesses but happenstance. It's true, it does seem as though they were unrelated at first, but I'm not so sure. Something lurking in the shadows here, I feel it, and this is my one and only chance to expose it. Alright, bedtime. Bedtime, bedtime. Gotta go, it's bedtime. Bedtime. Let's all go to bed. I am so sad we didn't finish this tonight, but it's kind of nice to know that if I did go for another hour, I'd probably be like really close to finishing it if I didn't have to have work in the morning. So
Alas, poor Yorick.
Anyway, hi, it's bedtime. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you'll have an excellent day today and tomorrow, okay? Have a wonderful day and night and all the things. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for more great Ace Attorney. I wish we'd finished it tonight. I really did, but hopefully, between tomorrow and the day after, we'll get into case 3.
it's one of those things where I was really hoping like between maybe this week and the next week would wrap it all up and be finished with this game, but it keeps going. We're 60 hours into this, like between this one and the other one, which is way longer than I feel like anything else took. Okay, actually, I'm wrong. Ace Attorney Investigations took 110 hours. Really? That's really long. That's insane. What of the other one, though? That one, yeah, no, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright was 120 hours. Damn, okay. Seems like each game takes about a good while to get through. So, I have a lot of reading in them. Yeah, well, I like to think I'm doing a little better with trying to like skim over certain dialogue that doesn't feel relevant. Because I feel like I was very particular with Phoenix Wright, especially, to like click on everything and read out everything specifically. Well, now I don't do that as much. But it's also just kind of like, okay, 3 more chapters, but that's still probably going to take me 3 more weeks at this rate. We'll see what happens. Might as well be a video game based on a novel. Facts. It wouldn't be as cool as a novel, though. Admittedly. Anyway. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Take care, alright? Good luck, Balvorn. Have a good day, okay? Yeah. I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye. 99. Take care.